so much, Jim. And now for more, we're joined by the man who runs the shelter for homeless veterans in Kalailoa, Darryl Vincent. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me, sir.
Great work you guys are doing out there. You're Marco's boss, so you are the guy who goes to different agencies and tries to make sure everything's running smoothly. How many people do you have in your shelter?
Right now, we serve about 200 veterans that live in either our transitional program or in our permanent housing program, or long-term supportive housing, we call it.
And you keep track of the success stories?
No, yes, definitely. What happens is a guy can go through our program and has a unique situation of moving right next door across the yard into his own private unit. So therefore, he can still get the services, and we still can track the success of what they're doing in maintaining their sobriety, housing, and so on and so forth.
What's the percentage rate on that?
We do pretty well. We have about a 70% success rate of guys that go through our program. They will move on to some sort of housing. About 80% will stay sober at the time of discharge, and about another 70% will get employed by the time they leave the program.
And so basically you hit the streets. You go out there and find someone who needs help, and you say, come on in, we can do this together.
That's Marco's job. Marco will be out there, as you'll see, going out there different places that homeless people are, and reach out to the veterans and say, we have an agency here that's going to help you out, and the Veteran Affairs will help you out as well. A lot of veterans do not even know sometimes that they have some benefits available to them to help them get to the road to recovery.
Mm-hmm. You help a lot of women as well?
Women veterans, we've done a little bit. Our programs in the mainland do a lot more, but we have one woman veteran right now, and we will continue to serve any veteran, women, men, anyone that comes out that needs our help, no matter what branch of service. We've served over 1,500 formerly homeless veterans in the last 7 years.
Terrific. The demographic is changing, you were saying, from Vietnam veterans a few years ago, more of the Iraq War veterans coming home.
We are seeing an influx. Normally, 2 or 3 years ago, I would have told you it was predominantly Vietnam War time. Now we're seeing the age drop, and we're seeing people come back from this current conflict. Although the VA is doing great with the services to make sure they understand them, people still find themselves homeless by transitioning to the civilian life and falling on circumstances that are not under control.
Right. General Shinseki has said the goal is to reduce homelessness among veterans to zero.
That's correct.
I think 5 years, is that the goal?
That's correct.
Do you think that's possible?
I certainly do. We're already 1 year into the plan. We reduced it to 107,000, where they said a few years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, it was over 200,000. There are many programs coming out now with HUD-VASH and permanent housing programs where we can take the veteran off the street, put them in housing, and give them services. So in order for me to continue doing the job, I have to believe that that's true.
And I know the military and civilians who've never had anything to do with the military are so appreciative and proud of the work that's going on.
Well, we appreciate it. As long as there's one veteran out there that's homeless, our job is not done.
Good to hear. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, sir.
I appreciate it. Darryl Vincent with the Homeless Veterans in Kalailoa Shelter. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Steph?
All right. Thank you, Kate.